Assalamu alaikum. Day 12 of Ramadan. Moving along with our book, Qalu Mufid ala Kitab al-Tawheed. Now, I have a wonderful hadith here that you're going to really enjoy, especially when we bring it on to the reality that we're living in. It's expressing the meaning of La ilaha illallah very well. Prophet Muhammad was out with his Sahaba, his companions, that he was constantly with. Like he was never without them except when he was home sleeping. And that's why we respect them so much. We like to turn to their words and what they advise for us to do, because they were with Prophet Muhammad constantly, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they were out walking and they ran into one of the Arabi, meaning one of the Bedouin. And these men were known basically for their linguistic ability, perfect Arabic on their tongues, perfect. But other than that, not so much. So when Prophet Muhammad met up with one of them, a tough guy, they were very tough. He hung his sword on a tree. وقال, he said, Man yamnak minni? Who can prevent my hurting you? Mana, yamnak. Qala, Prophet Muhammad said very simply, Yamna'i Allah. Allah will prevent you from hurting me. Isn't this just beautiful? This is Tawheed Khalis. Walam yaqul ashabi. He did not say my companions will prevent it. وهذا هو تحقيق توحيد الربوبية. لأن الله هو الذي يملك النفع. Because Allah, He's the one that owns benefit. والضر, and harm. والخلق, and creation. وتدبير, arranging things. وتصرف, how things are going to turn out. في ملكي. So by these two words, Yamnani, Allah. It's the essence of what we're trying to get over here in these. It's about 100 pages about Tawheed in the first part of this book. But you have to understand, إذ لا شريك له فيما يختص به من ربوبية وألوهية وأسماء وصفات. No competitors, no comparison, no sharing in any of this rububiyya, uluhiyya, wa asma' wa sifat. It's all belonging to Allah and to Allah alone. And then with the rububiyya, He'll give it to you, as He will in circumstances which are appropriate for you to really understand this. وقولنا فيما يختص به حتى نسلم من الشبهات كثير. We have to be careful because there's many shubahat where you might imagine something to be of this and it's really not. منها شبهات النافين لصفات. Some people, ينفع, it means deny, صفات Allah. لأن النافين لصفات زعموا إثبات الصفات إشراق بالله. They actually believe that if you really believe in Allah's attributes, it's a form of shirk. حيث قالوا يلزم من ذلك التمثيل. This is a big argument among ulama. Don't waste your time. Just know that it's wrong. But they continue on and on and on. And they're saying this is comparing Allah to His creation. لكننا نقول للخالق صفات تختص به وللمخلوقون صفات تختص به. We say no, it's not the same. There are attributes that the Creator has special for Him, and that the makhluk صفات تختص به. It seems confusing, but they'll go on and on and on and on about how does Allah have a hand and we have a hand. I'm telling you, don't even go there, because there's no end to the way they misrepresent things. Now, here we're going to have some verses from the Quran that are going to help elaborate, elucidate, clarify some of this, because it's always better to just turn to the verses, because they're more condensed. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل لا أملك لنفسي نفعا ولا ضرا إلا ما شاء الله. Say, I don't own anything of my own that's going to help me or harm me, except what Allah wills for me. This is Surah Al-Araf, verse 188. Also, قل إني لا أملك لكم ضرا ولا رشدا قل إني لن يجيرني من الله أحد ولن أجد من دونه ملتحدا. It's the same, but it's added something. Say, for me, I don't own anything about the harm or the guidance. Rashada, to be Rashid, it means you know the right thing. And then, La yujirni min Allahi ahad. Nobody can harm me or take me away from what I know. Walan ajidu min dunihi multahida. Now I love this word. Allah says there's no multahida. And the reason I love this word is the root of multahida is lahad. And this is Surah Jinn, verse 21 to 22. Do you know when a Muslim's buried, he should be buried with a lahad? Now, of course, they don't do this in most of the graves in Egypt or all over the world. The religious people know what it is, though. You dig down, and then you make a side dig so that you're doubly covered up. In other words, the lahad is the sunnah burial. And the reason being, I mean, we can't really know. I believe the reason for its being is if somebody wanted to rob the grave or damage the body, it would be harder to do, because they're not just going to dig on the first layer and find the body. Remember, they didn't have caskets anyway. And did you know that in the early days of the American colonies, did you know that there were no caskets, coffins, etc.? The body was wrapped in white wrapping. Yeah, they don't tell you that, do they? But if you delve into history, you'll find out it's the truth. Now, as far as the washing goes, I can't ascertain that for certain, because we Muslims, we wash the body before we wrap it up. And then, فَهُوَ بَشَرٌ مِثْلُنَا. These people are just humans like us. إِلَّا أَنُّ, it's saying فَهُوَ, so it means Prophet Muhammad. Bashar mitlina, he's the human being. Illa annu yuha ilay, except he received inspiration. Qala ta'ala, Qul innama ana basharun mitlukum, yuha ilay, annama ilahukum ilahun wahid. Surah Fusilat, verse 6. Now, it's hard to differentiate with Arabic. Wahi, Ilham, Jibril, this whole story about who gets inspiration, who gets revelation. Well, it's a big story, because here Allah says, Ana basharun mitlakum yuha ilay. Now, does that mean no one else can get wahi? Well, what does wahi mean? So here, when we're going into the Arabic meanings, it gets very clear. I won't say problematical, because if it were problematical, it would not say, Innama ana basharun mitlukum yuha ilay. And then the verse finishes, أنما إلهكم Allah Wahid. So there could be humans that have that essential. When we say revelation, it doesn't have to mean the Quran alone, because we can't. It's English. Revelation means to be revealed. So this is why I concentrate on Tawheed, Aqidah, Ma'ani, Al-Ma'ani, Al-Ma'ani. The meanings is the most important thing. Because Arabic, it's mazboot. Mazboot means exactly, perfect. And that's why the ulama disagree with a lot of the meanings. And that's why Allah tells you, only He knows. And only He can let you know. So why don't you start now? We're at 10 minutes. Why don't you start to try to know right now by learning Alif, Be, Te, The. It's not impossible. Shaitan will make you think it's hard. It's not. It's Ramadan. Start now, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.